Greetings all. Well, usually we consider gardening an activity where we reduce stress levels. We calm ourselves as we make contact with nature and the eternal. Yeah. Has anybody else ever experienced stress in the garden? I know I do. Um, there could be a lot of reasons. It could be, oh, the birds attacked your stuff, or oh, it's the snails and slugs again, or it could be the gophers, or maybe it was wild chickens, or maybe the pigs got in, or maybe you live in the mainland or on Maui and you got deer. Who knows? But all of this stuff, including diseases, crop failures, and so on, it can all create stress in the garden, things that we really don't want to have to deal with. Putting out fires is kind of a bad approach. Usually, if you have a good plan for how to deal with things, if you know that you've experienced them in the past, you may experience it again in the future. If you create some kind of a plan for how you're going to work around this, you'll reduce your stress level. That's definitely a good way to manage anything, is to make a plan. But sometimes there's certain things that's almost unavoidable. In my own garden here, discounting slugs and bird problems and pigs, in my own garden, my inability to constantly come up with the right foodstuffs at the right time that are wanted, that's a stressful thing for me. There are some things we get all the time here, and so it's not a big deal. The bananas kind of keep coming, papayas, broccoli is almost an eternal crop here in Mountain View, and so on. But my partner Ellen, she eats more salad than any human being I have ever run across. She just loves salad. I am forever short of lettuce. Lettuce is one of the main ingredients in a green salad. Obviously, there are many other things we can use, and I do use other things when I make salads. Frequently, I'll make a salad with absolutely no lettuce whatsoever. I have many recipes for how to get around my shortcomings as a lettuce planter, but here in Hawaii, it's possible to grow lettuce 12 months out of the year. So I don't really have any excuses for this. It's just I don't get around to doing it on time. Now, worse than lettuce, though. I do better with lettuce. Lettuce has a pretty good size window, crops hold for a while, and so on. It's a fairly forgiving thing as far as a fast thing, in the garden. But the one that I can't ever do properly, I'm forever short when it comes to cilantro. That's right. Some of you hate the stuff. I know that. It smells like a stink bug. But if you like to eat Mexican food, for instance, if you like Afghan cuisine, if you happen to enjoy Vietnamese food, for instance, this is a required ingredient in so many South Asian foods and in South American and Central American foods. I've gotten used to eating it over the years. The first time I smelled it, I thought it was horrible. But once I learned how to use it properly, then I met Ellen. And Ellen's born in California, and of course, cilantro is in almost every Mexican dish you'll find in every Mexican restaurant in the state of California. And it's been that way her whole life. I've never been able to actually meet Ellen's needs for producing cilantro. So, once we moved to Hawaii, though, something new came up. I did not know about the plant that we call Puerto Rican cilantro. That's the name we give it here. They also call it culantro. It's the only two names I have for it. Sorry if there's another one. But it's this guy right here. This is a perennial herb, whereas regular cilantro, you got to plant it every 6 weeks or so. I joke, I say every 3 weeks, but it bolts to seed and becomes coriander so quick. It loses the state that we like to pick it in very rapidly, and so you must be remembering to plant and plant and plant and plant and plant if you wish to have a constant turnover of cilantro. Culantro, on the other hand, being not only a perennial, but also it reseeds itself very well. Okay, this thing volunteers here. It smells and tastes exactly like regular cilantro, but it doesn't go away in 6 weeks. In fact, some of the plants I have around here are over a year old. It really, really reduced my stress level when it came to providing cilantro in the kitchen. I now have a solution, and I don't have to sit around going, "Oh, why don't I plant more cilantro?" This will take care of it. There are other plants like this. Maybe we'll discuss a few of them in the future that help reduce stress in the home garden. But this is definitely one of my favorites because cilantro was one of the most problematic crops I've ever grown. Being able to keep a steady supply of it is really hard to do. This one will solve it for you. Culantro, the Puerto Rican cilantro.